KY3 News starts now.
And breaking news at midday, a missing teenager found safe late this morning, where she was located and who spotted her. Also breaking at news time, this photo of a man driving a truck German authorities say is responsible for the Christmas market attacks, what they believe may have provoked the attack. And CPR, soon to be a graduation requirement for high school seniors in Missouri, the local school districts that's getting a jump on the life-saving skill. And good day from KY3 News. A happy ending to the search for a missing teenager in Springfield. KY3's Emily Wood joins us near the bus stop at Westlake Hardware on South Campbell with this great news. Emily?
Steve, police told us that it was getting more and more grim as each hour passed overnight, not knowing where 13-year-old Rachel Mosier might be, the teen with special needs from the Pleasant Hope area. And then that phone call came in from a city utilities bus driver. A girl matching her description, wearing that same red coat, had been found right here at the intersection of South Campbell and Broadmoor. This is the bus stop where the driver, T.J. Davis, tells me he saw her sitting with one of his regular passengers. He said he had been looking for that red coat all morning on his route, and he said when he saw her, he knew this was most likely the 13-year-old who had been missing. And we were here as he brought in his bus to the Westlake Hardware. He was dispatched, calling police at that time, letting them know he believed that he had the child who had been missing. And we were here when she got off that bus safely in one piece, still wearing that red coat after being missing all night long. Her family and so many thousands of you sharing her picture and sharing the information, keeping your eyes and ears open, looking for little Rachel Mosier, trying to find her wherever she might be in Springfield. And she was in fact found here in Springfield. The city utilities bus driver placing her on his bus and telling us he wasn't about to let her out of his sight. Here's what he said.
Of course, she had a big hooded coat on. Well, it was hard to see her face, but it seemed like that was her. So I immediately called dispatch, pulled in here, and said, "I'm not losing sight of her, no matter what."
T.J. Davis was emotional, that city bus driver. He was in tears. He's been doing this job for 21 years, never had an experience quite like this. But he said from 5 a.m. on, he had his eyes out for that little girl, and he found her right here in Springfield on South Campbell, pulled into the Westlake Hardware and called police. Police were here within a matter of minutes. We saw them pull in again. As you saw, the little girl getting off the bus seemed to be safe, and they made contact with her family this morning. We'll have much more for you coming up tonight at 5 and 6, but for now, we are live in Springfield. Emily Wood, KY3 News.
Thanks, Emily. Over on our KY3.com and our KY3 Facebook page, we have coverage of Rachel Mosier being found late this morning. We'll have some pictures of the location again for you. We'll hear more from the bus driver who spotted her at the bus stop. Make sure that you share this story with your friends. In other news, Greene County deputies arrested 2 people this morning after a car chase on the western edge of Springfield. The vehicle was later found in the 2900 block of West State Street. Deputies also investigating a burglary about the same time in the 3200 block of West Harrison, apparently connected to the chase. Officers later seized several guns and drug paraphernalia from that location. A 77-year-old man from northwest Arkansas will spend the rest of his life in prison for child rape. John Longnecker of Bella Vista was arrested back in July for sexually abusing 4 girls over several years. Investigators say that Longnecker also filmed the rapes and distributed the scenes as child porn. He was sentenced to 95 years behind bars. In other news, more people than ever enjoyed the great outdoors in Missouri this year. State park attendance hit a record of more than 20 million visitors. Table Rock State Park and at that lake near Branson, for example, had more than 1.2 million visitors. Also in November, Missouri voters reapproved the park sales tax 4-1. The water should be back on within the hour for homeowners in the Murphy Addition in Branson. City crews are repairing a water main break. Apparently extreme cold and shifting earth as a suspected reason for that water main break. Now to the weather, sunny and warmer on this first day of winter, so let's find out if temperatures will climb into the 50s. Here's Abby with a forecast.
Yeah, we're heading to the 50s, even though it is officially the first day of winter here in the Ozarks. We're talking about above average temperatures. Some mid-level cloud cover out there making for a filtered sunshine at the lunch hour. Temps, though, don't seem to be bothered. It's already 45 degrees here in Springfield. We have a southwest wind at 14 miles an hour. That's really helping us warm up today, and we will see those numbers continue to climb. I think a lot of us are heading for the 50s later this afternoon. The coolest air at the lunch hour, it's up in our far northwestern counties. It's only 41 degrees right now in Clinton, 54 though already in Rogers, and 47 the current temperature in Mountain Home. Not that bitter cold that we've been used to from the weekend and very early this week. As we head into the afternoon hours, I expect that the cloud cover is going to continue. Temperatures are going to be in the low 50s for the most part. A cold front is actually on the way. That's going to pass through later this evening. Our numbers will fall into the 30s shortly after sunset, and we will watch those numbers go back down into the 20s overnight tonight. Now, the cold front does mean cooler weather in the forecast for your Thursday. I'll let you know how far the numbers are going to drop and if that cold weather is going to stick around for the Christmas holiday weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Abby. Mexican authorities are pledging to find out who's responsible for the deadly chain reaction explosion at a fireworks market that left at least 31 people dead. NBC's Carrie Sanders is in Mexico City.
A thick cloud of smoke seen from miles away after an unexpected explosion set off a chain reaction of fireworks. The explosives going off in all different directions. Terrified marketgoers running for their lives as one of Mexico's best-known fireworks markets is engulfed in flames. From the sky, drone footage of the aftermath shows the devastation. On the ground, panic and shock. Bodies too gruesome to show, scorched beyond recognition. This man saying, there's no life there, but there are bodies. It's a very tragic scene. The blast so strong, nearby homes were damaged and cars were reduced to burned out shells. So far, the cause of the blast is unknown. Located on the outskirts of Mexico City, the San Pablito market has seen this kind of devastation before. Once in 2005, when a chain of fireworks explosions leveled hundreds of stalls, and then again in 2006. This is what Tultepec is known for, this man says. The officials saying the market is the only source of work for many in the area, and that it will rise again from the ashes.
The authorities are keeping people back from the market because even though it's been leveled, they fear there could be some hot spots and some unexploded fireworks that could be still just as dangerous. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Mexico City.
Germany is offering a $105,000 reward to find the man responsible for the truck attack on a Christmas market. This photo was just released of the suspect. A wanted notice indicates he is a Tunisian and used at least 6 different aliases and 3 different nationalities. German authorities say they have rejected the man's asylum request in July. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack that killed a dozen people in Berlin. Teaching every student the life-saving skills of CPR. KY3's education reporter Kate Ault explains the Republic School District is getting a jump start on what will soon be a graduation requirement.
By the end of the school year, about 400 Republic students will be trained in CPR.
We want them to feel confident when they walk out that if somebody would have the unfortunate incident of a cardiac arrest, they would know what to do.
Starting in the 2017-2018 school year, all Missouri high school students will be required to learn CPR before they graduate. Republic is getting a head start.
It was something that we knew was going to come down the pipe in legislation in the upcoming months, and so we figured why not jump on the opportunity to receive the equipment, receive the resources that we could start providing that training to our kids now.
The materials and training were provided through an American Heart Association grant. Every student goes through 30 minutes of hands-on training.
Where to position your hands on the person's chest when you're performing CPR, and how to do or when someone's choking.
When we just read about it, you didn't actually have the feel of what you're actually going to be doing. So whenever they showed us exactly how to do it, it helped a lot because you know where to put your hands, you know how hard to push, and to check how they're breathing, and all those kind of things.
According to the American Heart Association, 90% of people who suffer from cardiac arrest outside the hospital don't make it. The more people trained in CPR, the better the chance to save a life.
If you live in the Republic community, that should make you feel a little bit better about those statistics.
In Republic, Kate Alt, KY3 News.
Another 200 students will go through CPR class during the spring semester. More and more Missouri high school seniors are getting diplomas. The graduation rate has edged up 0.5% to 87.8%. That puts Missouri in the top 10 in the country. The national average is 83.2%. Well, if you haven't used all those vacation days, you're not alone. Coming up, 2 reasons more people don't take all time off, and 2 companies agree to pay 2 big fines.
Number 1 in the Ozarks. You're watching KY3 News at noon with Steve Grant and Storm Team meteorologist Abby Dyer. The place to be. On air, online, on the go.
On Wall Street, bank stocks are pulling down the Dow and the NASDAQ at midday. The blue chips are off 13 points to 19,961. The tech stocks are down 8 at 54.75. 2 big companies paying big fines, also leaving vacation days on the table. Here's Paul Adler with your Midday Business Brief.
Good afternoon. Morgan Stanley is paying a big fine for putting customers' cash and securities at risk. The Securities and Exchange Commission says the company used trades that involve customer cash to lower the firm's borrowing costs. That's in violation of the SEC's customer protection rule. Morgan Stanley did not admit wrongdoing, but it did agree to pay a $7.5 million penalty. Volkswagen will pay $1 billion to buy back or fix an additional 80,000 diesel cars. It's part of that company's emissions cheating scandal. The new settlement covers VW, Audi, and Porsche vehicles with 3-liter engines. Volkswagen spending more than $17 billion to resolve claims over its polluting diesel cars. You can book flights again on Southwest Airlines' website. It's up and running after getting knocked off the web for several hours yesterday. A glitch caused trouble with booking flights. Now, this issue hits just 5 months after Southwest had to halt all departures. Back then, the airline could not take reservations or even check in customers. The nation's 4th largest airline plans to replace its 30-year-old reservation system next year. More than half of working Americans will leave paid vacation days on the table. Bankrate.com says most of those workers are leaving at least 1 full week of days unused. The most popular reason for not using paid vacation days, well, the people wanted to save up days to use next year, 2017. The second most popular reason for not using days, having too much work. So, here's to hoping you can use some vacation days soon. Merry Christmas. That's your midday business brief.
All right, Paul. America's largest police union is asking Walmart to pull clothes featuring the phrase Black Lives Matter off the store's website. The president of the Fraternal Order of Police claims the shirts are offensive to officers and retired lawmen. Black Lives Matter came from the protests of killings by police officers. Walmart also sells Blue Lives Matter merchandise and has not yet commented on the request. Real estate was hot. Buyers bought existing homes at a near record pace last month. More than 5.5 million sold. That's a 15% jump over last year and the highest level since February 2007. The average price just under $235,000 here in the U.S. Well, very warm on this first day of winter. When we can expect some rain, yes, and look ahead to the Christmas Day forecast in a moment.
And now, your KY3 Storm Team forecast.
Well, look at it this way. Only 90 more days till spring. And sort of spring-like weather for Christmas weekend, which is kind of weird.
Odd, yes.
Or
especially since we've already kind of seen our winter in the Ozarks. We've had a taste of it. We're warming up, actually, as we head closer to Christmas. So I think there's a lot of folks happy about it. Others, well, you want it to kind of feel like Christmas, and we're going to be in the mid-60s maybe in some parts of the Ozarks. Here's a look at the satellite and radar picture. We have some mid-level cloud cover out there this afternoon. Really, it's not limiting temperatures too much at all. We're warming up pretty nicely. We have a southwest wind, and that's really helping the warm-up happen. It's 45 degrees already here in Springfield. We have a dew point temperature that is still down in the teens, so the air is dry. A cold front is actually on the way, but because we have such dry air in place, I don't really expect any rain showers with that as it passes through much later this evening. Current temperatures, well, we're in the mid-40s here in Springfield, but we're already getting close to 50 in Harrison, and it's in the mid-50s over in Rogers at 54 degrees. Near 50 in Salem, too, and 41 is the cool spot. That's up in Clinton. Temperatures today almost everywhere will be making it into the low 50s, which is above average for this first day of winter. The hour-by-hour forecast shows you that we're going to stay in the upper 40s, low 50s through much of the afternoon, and I think we hold on to a lot of that cloud cover. Well, as soon as the sun sets, temperatures are going to drop pretty quickly. I have lows back to the 20s tonight. That's, of course, behind a cold front, and we'll watch that cooler air kind of ushered in behind that frontal boundary as we head into Thursday afternoon. Rain will be likely again in the forecast by Friday. We're talking about another round of rain and potentially even some thunderstorms as we get closer to Christmas. We'll be very warm on Christmas Day. I already told you that we're going to be in the 60s, and there will be a couple chances for different rain showers in the Ozarks. So here's Futurecast. This is that first batch of rain. Now, this is Friday morning. If any of you are traveling on Friday, since the holiday actually falls on a Sunday this year, we could actually see a little bit of wintry weather, wintry precip very early on Friday morning. I want you to keep that in mind because, as we learned just last week, it doesn't take much if you get any of the freezing drizzle mixed in to see some slick spots. I think this could be kind of a wintry mix early in the day, but I don't think it's for everyone. Then temperatures warm up enough to support rain showers through Friday afternoon. Here we are at the lunch hour. Should just be light rain. I don't expect thunderstorms, but we will see the cloud cover hold on through much of Friday and even through much of Saturday. Today, 53 degrees in Springfield, 55 in Harrison. It is going to be very warm. We have that southwest wind in the forecast tonight. We're back into the 20s, 25 in Springfield, 28 in Harrison. The cooler weather, it arrives tomorrow behind that frontal boundary. We're back into the lower 40s, mid-40s in the forecast on Friday. There's the precip I just told you about for Friday. Most likely we'll stay dry on Saturday, but we will have some cloud cover to contend with by Sunday. So Christmas Day, 64 degrees, but here's the storm setup. We could have thunderstorms on Christmas Day, likely in the evening. I do want to point out this yellow circle, that's actually a slight risk for severe weather. Getting close to the Ozarks, that's something I'm going to keep a close eye on in the coming days. If we have the threat for severe storms, of course, that's something that you want to watch out for on Christmas Day with a lot of folks out traveling. Temperatures are back into the 50s on Monday of next week, and then we'll fall back closer to normal by Tuesday of next week, Steve.
Thanks, Abby. And desperate search for a new friend.
Really tickled death to have this a friend.
Next, a Joplin man's quest for companionship that ends with a little Christmas magic. We've all heard of people looking for love online, but a man in Joplin has taken the quest for a companion to a different level. Brad Douglas reports he put signs out around town looking for a friend to spend Christmas with.
George King was tired of being alone on Christmas, and he was feeling a bit depressed, and he decided to do something about it. So he put up wanted signs looking for that someone special.
I am looking for a friend or a girlfriend between the ages of 23 and 45.
He put up 22 signs around Joplin with his phone number, and he hoped for the best.
Really tickled death to have this a friend.
He's had a tough life, and he's also had some health issues.
2 heart attacks, 6 strokes. Last year, I had a light heart attack. I fell, broke both legs.
Carol King saw the sign, and she couldn't believe her eyes.
When I saw the sign and read what it said, it just made me laugh out loud. I thought somebody is advertising for a girlfriend.
Carol was also feeling a bit sad this holiday season and was missing her dad, who passed away. So she took a chance, and she called the number.
It really fascinates me, and she took time to care.
And then Carol asked for the man's name and was shocked to hear his answer.
And when he said that his name was George King, and that's my dear dad's name, it was suddenly like Christmas magic to me. I knew we had to do something to help.
And she says that Christmas magic works in mysterious ways.
Really, I felt like it was a God thing. I felt like I was the one to see that sign for a reason, and that was my sign.
Since George does so much walking during the day, Carol was able to get George a new pair of shoes donated from the runaround. And she also made a new friend.
God put us on this earth to help each other. And we're supposed to help each other. And so me and Carol is kind of helping each other.
Abby will send out some best wishes in a moment.
Welcome back. Happy 70th anniversary today to Bobby and Betty Teague. They are from Bruner, Missouri, also celebrating a 59th anniversary. Edward and Betty Tharp from West Plains, and a 42nd, this one to Kathy and Kelly Harville. Big congratulations to you.
And thanks for watching. More news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10. We'll see you then.